attracted to the things that'll bring you trauma. Overseas, yeah, we trying to stop the terrorism, but we still got terrorists here living in the USA, the big CIA, the Bloods and the Crips and the KKK. But if you only have love for your own race, then you only leave space to discriminate, and to discriminate only generates hate. And when you hate, then you're bound to get irate. Man, this is what you demonstrate, and that's exactly how anger works and operates. Man, you gotta have love just to set it straight. Take control of your mind and meditate. Let your soul gravitate to the love, y'all, y'all. The love, y'all, y'all. To the love, y'all, y'all. The love, y'all, y'all. To the love, y'all, y'all. The love, y'all, y'all. To the love, y'all, y'all. The love, y'all, y'all. People killing, people dying, shouldn't hurt you. Hear 'em crying. Can you practice what you preach? Or would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us, and some guidance from above. 'Cause right now people have me questioning, where is the love? Kissing your shadow goodbye, and turn this page, find your life. The wise over, the wise over.
Good morning guys. This is a quick voice check before we begin. We'll be beginning in around 5 to 10 minutes. Let's just wait for a few more people to hop in. And hey, it's going to be an interesting live stream. Some interesting things happening on Bitcoin, definitely. So I'll be discussing my thoughts, my ideas, and hey, let's have a brainstorming session as well today. Look for opportunities in the market, because plenty of opportunity indeed. Awesome. Thank you, Chauvin. How's it going, bud? How's it going, Ben? How's it going, Rasheen? How's it going, Lebo Shotty? Seems like we have some new faces in here today. Good to see, Abby P says, what's happening to Bitcoin? Poor leverage traders. Cardano dropping, eh? Interesting. We're definitely going to take a look at that. I had a thesis for Cardano taking a nosedive if Bitcoin sees even a tad bit of weakness, and we may just be seeing that, right? I haven't taken a look at the Cardano chart though today, so we'll take a look. when we begin. And Julian is in here too. Mason, how's it going, bud? Mason Bond, name's Bond, Mason Bond. Aaron in here as well. Alex, I'm done. How's it going? Hey Swag, my man. Good to see you in a live again. It's been a while. So Swag decided to join the C program and never show up to the lives again. I feel hurt by that, Swag. You used me, man. You got what you wanted, got into seed, and now no longer needs us in the lives. I'm just kidding. Hey Sach, how's it going, man? Is the music too loud, too soft, etc, etc? So today's live stream is going to be a little bit of theory crafting, along with a couple of ideas leading into this monthly close. So it'd be best if you guys go ahead, grab your drink, grab anything you need to get comfortable, because we may be here discussing Bitcoin for a bit longer than usual. Yeah, exactly, eh? Freaking fake. Yo, these Torontonians, man. They all like that. Yeah, hit the like while you're here. You guys see Krisha's not here today either because she doesn't feel appreciated. Hey, that's how trends work, bud. He said. Scratch and Dent says, an hour ago my portfolio was at all-time highs and then suddenly like a plane falling out of the sky. Are you rhyming? Are you spitting some rhymes? Or was that unintentional? Mississauga buddies. It was a long time ago, man. You're downtown now, right? Krisha, how's it going? The gorgeous, the beautiful, my sweetheart, my cute heart, Krisha. The radio voice. Mork has been accumulating along a horizontal, eh? How's it going, Mork? Good to see you in here. Good to see you in here. This guy's learning fast. Learning the ways. Mork is trying to escape the 9-to-5 life. You guys think we should begin or wait a tad bit more for a few people to hop in? If we see 50 likes, I'll begin. How about that? Because I'm not sure if people are actually still here or they are AFK. Hit the like button to show me that you guys are in here and not AFK. And YouTube doesn't show me dislikes, so you guys, those votes don't count. Convenient, eh? How's it going, Ben? Good day to you too. Good day to you too. Good to see the regular seedling faces in here. Lindsay, how's it going? Priya Gupta, how are ya? How are ya? Some new faces in here as well. Unless you were here yesterday. 66 watching. 31 likes. Alright, so I reset the timer to 5 minutes. We'll be beginning in around 5 minutes. Hatham is in here too. So it's go time. It's mango time. Let's do this. Bitcoin is now sitting at a critical juncture. It's time to pay attention. Marlo says the whole market is crashing after making an all-time high. Is Shiba still doing great? That's freaking awesome. Interesting, Julian. Fish has been eyeing AXS. Axes, I'm eyeing AXS too, by the way.
People killing, people dying, shouldn't hurt you. Hear 'em crying. Can you practice what you preach? Would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us and some guidance from above. 'Cause right now people have me questioning, where is the love? The love, the love. Where is the love, the love, the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love, the love, the love?
Yeah, I heard Lend is doing well. We'll take a look at that one too. Nav says, flash crash going on, bad time to do a live. Hey man, that's exactly when we love to do a live. I want to talk about exactly what's going on. In fact, this morning, saw a couple of things. I mentioned to Krisha, I mentioned it in another Telegram group as well. That, well, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and begin. We have only 1 minute to go, so let's not front run the conversation.
Overseas, yeah, we're trying to stop the terrorism, but we still got terrorists here living in the USA, the big CIA, the Bloods and the Crips and the KKK. But if you only have love for your own race, then you only leave space to discriminate, and to discriminate only generates hate. And when you hate, then you're bound to get irate. Man, this is what you demonstrate, and that's exactly how ego works and operates. Man, you gotta have love just to set it straight, take control of your mind and meditate. Let your soul gravitate to the love, y'all, y'all, the love, y'all, y'all. 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 People killing, people dying, shouldn't hurt you here.
Yeah, Krisha did mention 1 inch to me on based on the dashboard yesterday, but I didn't take a look at it. Is it up 90% today? Jesus Christ. All right, 16 seconds to go. And let's get this started. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dexter, and I welcome you to the Mango live stream, where we teach you how to be a profitable trader the easy way, the stress-free way, the Mango way, while sitting on your couch, playing video games, spending time with the people you love. We have Philippe in here too. We have Krisha, the gorgeous, the beautiful, the love of my life. We have Mork in here. We have Chauvin. Who else do we have? We have Ben Tai. We have the Mango fam and a few new faces in here as well. And Bitcoin doing something really, really interesting. And this ties in really, really well with what we discussed yesterday, especially with regard to Shiba Inu. I'm still in that trade, by the way. If you guys missed yesterday's live stream, especially the segment where we discussed the trade idea on why I decided to hold on to my trend trade on Shiba Inu leading into that weekly close, etc., that is going to tie in beautifully with today's discussion on Bitcoin. Because if you guys do remember, in yesterday's stream I said, hey guys, what we're discussing here can be applied across all coins, right? We're going to see that now Bitcoin did something very, very similar. So this is going to be the structure of the initial discussion on Bitcoin. Then we're going to go ahead and of course I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what your opinion is, and then we're going to go ahead and look at a few altcoins, try to brainstorm together, look for more opportunities, because we've been finding some great opportunities together most recently over the past few weeks. So with that, let's start with a quick recap on Bitcoin, what we've been discussing over the past few weeks now, right? Primarily over the last week, we've been discussing something very, very specific, and that has been this monthly close right over here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and redo it, right? Essentially, for all of you who are new in here, and for those of you who just need a quick recap, right? You guys are going to understand the importance of doing things the Mango way. The higher time frames are what's going to keep you stress-free, allow you to actually make decisions that can facilitate a life where you're making money while spending time doing the things you love. Okay, so right over here, we went ahead and marked out this monthly candle close level. Okay, And leading into this monthly close, we said that nothing else is going to matter as much as us holding that level going into this monthly close, right? So the weekly candles too weren't as important as that monthly close. And that level was coming in around 5,850-ish. Now, interestingly enough, throughout the weekend, we were getting that level tested on the lower time frames, and not a single candle was closing underneath it. Essentially, the bulls were defending every test of that level, on the 1 hour time frame too, guys. Okay, we saw massive accumulation wicks. We're going to go ahead and look at that very, very soon. But what we noticed was that we saw those wicks, we saw the accumulation, and we saw a bounce right off that level. Okay, so we saw the bounce, we saw Bitcoin doing really well on the daily too. But this is where it gets interesting, and this is where we tie it on over to Shiba Inu. Now, let's say we saw Bitcoin come down onto those levels. Okay, I'm just going to be drawing over here onto that accumulation level at around 5,850. We saw the bounce. Okay, at that point, what Bitcoin did was it reclaimed the daily 10 SMA. Okay, so let's say the daily 10 SMA was going somewhere like this. Okay, it was going up like this angle. Now, that reclaim was good, but we wanted to see Bitcoin hold that 10 SMA. Okay, we wanted Bitcoin to hold that 10 SMA, because if it didn't, if it lost at 10 SMA, it was going to do something very similar to what Shiba Inu did yesterday that we discussed, in that it would come down and test its daily 21 EMA. But there was more going on over there, because this bounce, guys, was actually coming in from a attempt to have a trend continuation into all-time highs, right? We're going to reverse engineer this move, by the way. You guys are going to understand the psychology of why this is important. It attempted to go into all-time high territory, right? Which was around 66,000, okay? Which was coming in from a lower level and accumulation prior to that. So we had accumulation, attempt into all-time high territory, failed continuation, back down underneath all-time high territory, another attempt, guys, where we reclaimed the 10 SMA. Remember, this line over here is the 10 SMA. Did we hold that 10 SMA? We're going to go ahead and check it out. It was crucial, though, if we held that we do hold that 10 SMA. It was very crucial that we hold that 10 SMA. Do you guys know why? Because if we lost that 10 SMA, we were headed down to the 21 EMA region, which is somewhere around this line over here. And now what do you have, guys? You have the psychology of a freaking head and shoulders, which I don't like a tad bit. We have a head and shoulders now, right, on this accumulation level. The neckline is the accumulation level of the monthly close, right? Leading into the monthly close, we have a head and shoulders after losing that 10 SMA, coming down to the daily 21 EMA. But all of this is just like us showing it to you structurally, right? Let's go ahead and actually see the price action now. Let's see how it all unfolded. Okay, remember, this red horizontal here is that level we were talking about. Okay, this level, this monthly level. Let's go on over to the daily time frame now. If trading view loads, clearly it doesn't want to. Did I hit daily? Okay, maybe I just misclicked. Okay, so you guys are seeing now the structural head and shoulders that we are putting in. I also want to go ahead and turn on the mango ribbon for you guys really quickly and show you guys what I'm talking about in terms of the 10 SMA as well as the 21 EMA combo that we are seeing. We talked about this yesterday. Okay, so right over here, we reclaimed the 10 SMA, which was great. Okay, which was great, but we did not hold it. We lost it the very next day, or rather this morning's candle close. And guys, we close pretty ugly in my opinion. This daily candle is not good at all, okay? Because we lost daily candle closes. So now this is looking like a continuation pattern towards the downside. That being said, remember, we often talk about how the monthly or rather the higher time frames can step in and reverse a continuation pattern on the lower time frames. So for example, if you have a 4-hour downtrend, right, but you come on over to daily support, the daily can step in and reverse that trend on the 4-hour downtrend, right? So similarly now we have what I would definitely call a daily downtrend. We have a high, a lower high, and now we have a candle close underneath a low candle as well, right? So this is looking bad, but we have daily 21 EMA still holding us. We have daily Tenkin and we have the monthly. Now, remember guys, okay, I'm gonna go ahead, clear out this horizontal, clear out my indicators. This horizontal over here that we're looking at is the monthly level, okay? The monthly level that the bulls need to hold going into the monthly close in a few days. We have like, what, 4 days left, right? Let's go ahead and look at the 1 hour time frame. Now, I want you guys to notice that every test of this level over here, every test, ever since we reclaimed the level all the way over here, guys, every test has been essentially picked up. Reclaimed it, tested it, picked up. Came down again, tested it, picked up. Came down again, picked up. Every time we've come down there, we've been getting picked up. All of these two, I consider them tests. Why? Because we're only like a few $100s, a few $1,000s shy of what is a monthly level, and Bitcoin is moving now into tens of thousands of dollars. Well, hot damn, just yesterday we saw a 5-minute candle where Bitcoin moved $1,000 in a 5-minute candle, right? Things have changed. That volatility, you guys need to start getting used to it. We've been talking about it since 10,000, where you guys need to get used to Bitcoin actually moving $10,000 in its entire range, right? So that's what we're doing over here now. We're retesting that same level, and from the looks of it, it looks like the bulls want to defend this on the 1 hour time frame yet again, which I think is ridiculous. If we were going to lose that level on the lower time frames, this would be it. Is it enough for me to get bearish? No. Is it enough for me to get cautious? Yeah, right? Of course, we're leading into the monthly close. Even if we start seeing daily candle closes leading into the monthly close underneath this level, it's going to be like, all right, things are getting a little bit dicey over here, because if we see this break down, guys, right? Let's say the monthly fails to close above this level, okay? Let's say the monthly fails to close above this level. We do have a minimum move, right, that would be traded on the lower time frames by the lower time frame traders down to $52,000, right? So yesterday, when we discussed how people were getting a little bit too premature looking for the $52,000 move, well, now you do have a thesis for the $52,000 move. Again, another example of how the market's always dynamic, and new information should allow you as a trader to flip your ideas around. Now, we haven't flipped ideas yet. We have our lines drawn in sand, our invalidation points, right? The bears have come yet again to test the bulls. They are putting the bulls on the spot, saying, like, hey, what do you guys got? Are you guys going to be holding this monthly level? Okay, let's go ahead and put things back into equilibrium here on the charts, this monthly level. Remember, guys, even if the bulls fail to close above 50,000, this does not bode a bad picture for Bitcoin whatsoever. All that means is that we may have another higher low opportunity somewhere around, I would say, I would be looking all the way from 52,000 to 47K. Remember, we're looking at the monthly timeframes. With the monthly timeframes comes the advantage that you get bigger moves to the upside as well as towards the downside, right? So if you're looking to reposition, right, let's say we're wrong on our accumulation trade at around this level here, 58,900. Let's say we're wrong, we get out of those level trades, look to reposition lower, right? So with that, I think I covered the general idea of what I'm looking for going to this monthly close. We have our head and shoulders, structural head and shoulders on the lower time frames, on a higher level time frame support, which is also lining up with the neckline of the head and shoulders, right? So that's what we're looking at right now. Any questions? Do you guys understand what I'm looking for, or how we are looking to play this? If we're wrong, we're wrong. We look to reposition, right? But it's a if this, then that scenario right now. The daily has support underneath coming in at the daily 21 EMA, daily Tenkin. The monthly has a massive level over there as well. It's candle close highs from the last big up thrust in the beginning of the year. So support underneath us. Can the bears break it? Remember, strong conviction supports, right, when broken, give us a trade opportunity towards the other side, right? As important as a line is, right, people think, oh, strong support, it can't break. Support can always break. Resistance can always break. All it means is that when it does break, it gives you that much more sure of a trade towards the other side. This sits in line with that idea where we talk about even when you are wrong, you make sure that you profit from being wrong. So if we are wrong over here, we will make sure that we profit from being wrong. Trading is not about knowing when you're right. Being right is only luck. It's us being fortunate. Being wrong is how we be successful over the long term. And we are playing this by doing very little on the higher time frames, the mango way, the easy way, the stress-free way. Honestly, all of this analysis can fall flat on its face. All you guys got to do to keep this mango is, hey, I'm looking at the monthly. We're about to close a monthly in 4 days and 16 hours. We close a monthly underneath. That's it. I'm out of the trade. I'm going to reposition lower. We close a monthly above. I'm staying in my trade. In fact, I may add more, right? We have a monthly high, guys. You can't ignore this, okay? You cannot ignore this. So any move down now is going to be hunted by the bulls as a monthly higher low. Now, let's say we have the higher, we put in a higher low here. Now you join this wick to this wick. What do you have here? Well, you have a freaking ascending triangle, which essentially forms your bull flag leading into a massive rally into 2022, right? So is this bearish? Does this mean that Bitcoin comes all the way down if we get a rejection from here? No, it does not. What it does mean is that it gives it even more of an opportunity to have a bigger move leading into the next year, right? So when do we get bearish really? When do we actually start looking for a longer cyclical move towards the downside? Well, there are two ways it may pan out on the monthly time frame. Two ways that I'm looking at the very least. The simpler way is that this higher low that you hunt for somewhere around here, guys, between 52k to around 45k, we don't hold that high low. We come down and test this neckline here, okay? In which case we put in an M-like formation that we're threatening to break towards the downside, which ends up being very bearish if we break it. If we break it towards the downside, I'll be looking for much lower. Again, same. We'll be back to where we were in around June, July-ish, where if we broke that neckline around 30,000 on a monthly time frame, I'd be looking for a move all the way down to 19k to 14k actually. Bearish, right? Yeah, very bearish. But we're not there yet. We're talking about scenarios that may unfold in the future and how we'll be positioning ourselves. But until we actually see that neckline break, Bitcoin could just bounce from that. So what's the scenario? Right? Let's go through the if this then that scenarios that Bitcoin may actually go through if we don't put in that high low. Okay, if we don't put in that high low over here, and we come down and test the neckline, and we're threatening an M-like formation. But then the bears fail to break that neckline, and we don't have the M break towards the downside. Instead, we bounce towards the upside. In that scenario, now you have a W-like formation. W stands for win, M stands for murder, right? Well, maybe Bitcoin does that instead if the murder fails to play through, all right? So that's how you play things out in your mind through high time frames, and you capture the bigger wins. That's how we captured the win from 10,000, in fact 9,300-ish, all the way to 50,000. That's how we look to capture more of those bigger trades all the way to $150,000, $200,000. Any questions? I'm gonna go on over to the chat now because I've been talking for a while. I hope you guys were comfortable, though. We did give you fair warning this time around. All right, let's see what we have in the chat over here. Philippe is in here. Ajesh is in here. How's it going? Oh, Jesus. Getting comfy. Oof, that was a long speech. All right, let's see what we got over here. Krisha says, haha, that's one way to break it down. M. Yes, indeed. W for win, M for murder. Philippe says weekly lines up with the monthly support, right? We have a weekly zone, Philippe. It does not line up perfectly. It's only a few $1,000s shy of it. So the weekly support is I believe 61,000, and the monthly support is around 58,850. So what I would suggest you guys do is mark out the zone that we discussed in yesterday's video, right? The zone is really how you can play it leading into today's weekly close. In fact, is the weekly close lining up with the monthly close? The weeklies, oh guys, this is really, okay, let's clear out all our lines. The weekly is closing in 4 days and 16 hours. The monthly is closing in 4 days and 16 hours. So the weekly close and the monthly are lining up. So we can have a stronger thesis now, right? Based on that, we can essentially say, hey guys, we have weekly support coming in right over here. Okay, we marked out these kind of closes. Now we're going to go ahead and switch to the monthly time frame. Okay, and we're going to be looking at these candle closes on the monthly. Let me zoom in so I don't miss it. Okay, now what we're going to do is going to go ahead and mark out a zone. Since the weekly and the monthly are closing the same date, guys, all we have to do is wait for the weekly close now. Very simple. Wait for the weekly close. Hopefully we'll try and catch the 12-hour candle leading into the weekly close. We'll try and catch it on live stream this weekend, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be really important to see whether this weekly recovers, but the zone is going to be really important. Can Bitcoin at the very least close above that zone? Okay, hopefully, because what I don't like, guys, is that even if we close underneath the zone, right, or rather we close above the bottom of the zone, which is 58,000, the monthly level, but we close underneath the weekly level, top of the zone, essentially at 60,000, I would still look for a at least a shallow pullback to around 52k at that point, because we've put in a doji candle towards the upside, or rather last week, and we've taken out the low of that candle, right? So this kind of looks a bit toppy on the weekly. Even the monthly does close above its level. We may see the monthly have a candle. Let's go ahead and draw that out, right? The monthly candle may unfold like this. Let's say we have a really bullish monthly candle, right? Let's say November's super bullish, but we could still have a candle that looks like this. Okay, I can't get in the center, but this is supposed to be the wick. Okay, let me just draw it out. It's not letting me draw in the center, but you guys get the idea. We could have a wick underneath here, right? So again, I'm not looking for it to come that deep, around 52,000. So just keep that in mind, that we could have a candle that's really bullish, but it could start off the month by testing this wick over here, this wick low, this wick high. So I'm going to do this, right? So picture the scenario, picture the emotions, picture the psychology of the scenario playing out, where we have a really bullish month leading into the monthly of November, the monthly close of November. But we start off the month by coming in, testing the lower levels, and then we have the continuation, right? But you don't want to be in the situation where you get shook out of all your trades because you were over leveraged at the wrong time. At the wrong time, not managing your risk, not doing it the mango way, not doing it the stress-free way, not doing it the easy way, and now instead of enjoying your Sunday with your kids, with your wife, with your husband, you are looking at your trade, stressing out and thinking, damn, should I sell? Hey, keep it simple. If you see a bad monthly close, look to reposition. All right, back to the chat. Ajay says, I don't understand why there are only 59 likes. Indeed, why are there only 59 likes? How many? Guys, come on. Ooh, there are 150 of you over here and only 59 likes. So clearly you guys are not liking the content. Oh, you guys are just lazy. Do something. At least hit the dislike button. Actually, don't hit the dislike button. YouTube punishes us for that, man. Yes, we still have the 4-day bullish TK cross above the cloud. That's not going to change anytime soon. We can go ahead and take a look at that. Tenkin coming up to shooting up higher. So I wonder if we do get the retest of the 4-day Tenkin. That could be the pickup, right? Like, let's say the weekly closes underneath its level, the monthly holds above its level, the 4-day may actually come down, test the 4-day Tenkin, and then we see the continuation. All right, so yeah, thank you, Julian. This is the kind of theory crafting and brainstorming I want and need from you guys, right? We've been finding great trade opportunities together as a community because of this. We found one because of you guys, so tell me more, show me more. So we can mark out the Tenkin 21 EMA as like an angling zone towards the upside, right? That becomes a buy opportunity. So look at the Tenkin 21 EMA combo, guys. Right over here. I'm gonna go ahead and hide the horizontals. Like, this is underused, right? I don't think anyone other than Mango actually uses this combination together with the Tenkin 21 EMA as a zone. And again, this was a trading the wink opportunity right over here. Again, I did not trade it that way. I'm trading it off the very, very simple monthly horizontal level. But if you guys did want to, We talked about that trading strategy yesterday, kinda. If you guys are in the C program, go ahead and watch that section under trading strategies, trading the wink. If you guys have finished the entire program, that would be a good time to be watching. If you guys, I should start posting more strategies. If you guys would like those kind of ideas, I know that was a little bit more of a complicated idea, but if you guys like these kind of ideas, because again, what Philippe said yesterday had me thinking, in that my mind works a tad bit more different. And if you guys can get a peek into my mind with how I trade, especially those very specific strategies, you guys can take it, make it your own, and share it with the community, share it with me, and I can learn from your mind, right? Let's go back to the chat. I rarely see anyone using the Ichimoku at all outside of the Mango community. Yeah, I don't think other people do, right? And then the few videos that people have sent me saying, hey Sean, so-and-so person is using, and these are like older videos, right? They're like, so-and-so person using the Ichimoku, is this the right way to use it? Most of the time, it's been like just flat out, in my opinion, wrong. Revelation Hope says, everything dumped. Is it the buy the dip opportunity, right? People are feeling so antsy that they missed out on so many opportunities in the market. Now, is this the buy the dip opportunity? Let's look at Cardano, guys. We were talking about Cardano looking, oof, what do you know? What do you know? Yeah, but we were talking about Cardano looking real. Where's Robert? I hope Robert's in here. Robert from Seed? Oh, I should pull up that conversation where he asked about Cardano. Should I? Okay, I don't want to like call him out over here, but I think he's a sport. I'm not calling him out in any ways. It's an educational opportunity for everyone watching. But Robert from the C program posted a question in the C chat asking, hey Sean, is it what are your thoughts on front running the Cardano trade right over here because it is squeezing? And we had a quick discussion where the conclusion was it's not worth it right now because there are stronger assets at the moment in the market that are showing strength, and this squeeze over here on Cardano, right, could easily go the other way, especially considering this is looking so weak compared to other assets, right? Because if Bitcoin sees even a tad bit of weakness, this is going to dump towards the downside. Right, this is going to break towards the downside. That's exactly what we saw over here. That's exactly what we saw over here. This is another psychological struggle that newer traders go through, where they want to buy assets that haven't moved yet, when it may seem counterintuitive to just buy strength, right? Because we think, oh man, this has already moved so much, I don't want to buy it. But that's not how you should be thinking. Your job is to be, your portfolio is here. You just want your portfolio to keep going up, okay? If you buy an asset that hasn't moved yet because you want to capture a bigger move, you may just end up going sideways forever while the bull market rages on without you. Or you may be in a situation like this, in that the bull market rages on without you and you're waiting for your asset to move, and the bull market ends and your asset crumbles. So you didn't capture any of the bull market moves. You sat waiting patiently, getting anxious throughout this entire phase. Not very Mango, by the way. Lots of stress, lots of time wasted, a lot of opportunity cost, and you're just anxious the entire time, waiting, and then boom, you take a loss as well, right? So that's, and how do I know this? I've been through it. I've sat through that pain and I hated it. So never ever doing that again. No, another buy opportunity. Shiba, this it'll be interesting to see if this actually gets picked up and keeps going over here. Yeah, this is the first time I'm catching a Shiba pump as well. The other times my position sizes weren't like I was able to capture the move, but the position sizes weren't really relevant for me to actually feel anything, right? This time around, we traded really well, and I gotta give props to the dashboard, right? That gave us fair warning leading into this big Shiba move ever since it actually started its rally. And to Krisha for pointing it out to all of us. She posted a video that morning too, by the way. Are you guys catching Krisha short videos on YouTube? She's been posting these 1-minute shorts, and they've been so freaking impactful, at least like even for me, and a lot of seedlings too, and grovelings have been mentioning how useful those videos have been. So if you guys have been missing out on those, go ahead and make sure you hit the notification icon button, so that when she does post those 1-minute videos, you guys capture those trade opportunities. Because she posted one on Solana rallied right after. Shiba did extremely well right after. What else was it? Avalanche, I believe, as well, right? 1-2, we caught that move too. So make sure you guys are like following these opportunities, because you guys don't want to miss out on the let's say the market, or rather the current sentiment, is right in that we're in the initial phase of a raging bull market for the next 6 months. You being able to set a good foundation now, right, is going to help so much psychologically leading into the raging bull market, because it's so much harder to be chasing trades at that point. But if you're already in profits, right, it's easier to play things psychologically. Which is why if you guys notice, if you guys think back to the bear market, right, this entire year, at least Bitcoin's bear market, DeFi was doing spectacular the entire time. We were focused so much in Mango. Like, we were like trading very aggressively, very focused, trading more, taking more complex trade setups, etc. Why? Because from my experience, I have been rewarded every time I got my shit together and traded the bear market well. Right, and again, right, we are so stress-free because we've been sitting in our trades since all the way down we've been building our trades and our base foundation since 32,000. Lil Boy Shotty says, I watched the video on Shiba and it helped me a lot because I'm really new to this and her predictions matched mine perfectly. Awesome, man. Yeah, that's one of the best ways to learn, is to actually go ahead, chart your own analysis first, right? Make your own thesis, right? Try to avoid the word prediction, by the way, even though we may say it over here too. Actually, we never use the word prediction. I hope we don't. At least we use it on a title because of keywords, but try to avoid the word prediction, because it'll help you mentally to know that everything you're foreseeing, right, is a thesis, and you could be wrong. Remember, guys, all of you are new here. You can always be wrong and be proud of being wrong, so you can get out and take the other side of the trade, or you can reposition, right? Take pride in being wrong, and always know that your verbology, is that a word? Your vernacular, right? The sentences and the words you use affect you psychologically. So we're not predicting here, we're making a thesis. All right, so there's like, honestly, with Shiba, I discussed Shiba yesterday in terms of how we're trading this. I really recommend you guys going to the live stream. I don't think we have timestamps, so do we have timestamps? I don't think so, but try and find the segment where we discuss Shiba. We're just trading this on the high time frame, so we can't let the volatility of the lower time frames shake us out of our trade. And we discussed why we decided to essentially stay in the trade, right? It was what we saw on the 1 hour time frame right over here. We saw this rejection, right, leading down to this pickup of the 4 hour 21 EMA. And because we saw the 4 hour 21 EMA get picked up so well, let me just delete the scribbles right over here. So look at that. I saw that. I was like, okay, I'm confident now. I can go to sleep this Sunday night knowing that this is actually, the levels of this chart are being respected by the bulls, and the levels are going to be looked at as opportunities to, well, buy. And that's what I want to see. We held the 10K2 after that and drifted towards the upside. We're going to just keep playing this. It's going to be volatile. There are going to be dips, and those dips are just opportunities for you guys to get into position. I'm already positioned up to my comfort level on Shiba. I can't in good conscience add any more to my position. And by the way, because of my comfort, because I've only traded up to my comfort level, I'm able to sit through these dips, while many new traders are going to be selling into the dips, right? They're going to be anxious and panic. But we are pretty much already 2x on this trade now, right? Almost 2x on this trade. So that's what I mean by, okay. This is a really good example of, who was it? Someone, I believe it was Ryan. Ryan asked, Sean, if I use a risk management, the risk management indicator from Seed along with the risk management tool sheet, sometimes I'm going to have really low position sizes. What do you recommend I do, right? Should I adjust my risk so I have a bigger position size? And my answer to him was a big long paragraph. By the way, if you guys are in the Seed program, please go ahead and check out that big long answer I posted to him. I re-pasted it under Mango Lessons. Read it. And this is a really good example of that, right? Where what you think what you think is a small position size, right, is actually the risk management indicator and the tool sheet protecting you against the volatility of the asset in case it breaks towards the downside. But that same volatility allows you to have a much bigger upside move if the trade keeps going, if the trend keeps going. And you're very likely it's very unlikely that you have a low position size if the trade is a fresh trade, right? If it's an existing trend like Shiba, an aggressive asset, the indicator is going to look to protect you, just like how it was looking to protect me over here, right? And now I've already 2x that trade. So now I'm in a position where my position size is literally doubled. And if this keeps going and 2x is even more, that you understand the compounding effect, right? The point is that you need to be part of the trade, of the trend. And that's what we were able to do over here while keeping stress-free, keeping it easy, keeping it mango, right? Do you guys get that idea now? Using Shiba. Shiba has been so educational for us over the past 2 days. It's ridiculous. Sean says, hi everyone, I really need to sort out notifications out. Oh, okay, with Discord. Yeah, you need just right click on Mango and make sure that your notifications aren't set to like mute or whatever. Okay. So you could right click on your Mango server, right, on the left hand side of your Discord, and you may have your mute turned on. Or your server settings. Under server settings, you can go ahead and turn on your notifications. Alvaro says, hi, when a weekly support line is an invalidation point and the 4-hour candle breaks it, no, it's not considered an invalidation. No, I mean, you could set up your thesis that way, right? You could predetermine your thesis and say that, hey, if we even break a 4-hour candle underneath the weekly support, then I am invalidated on my trade. If you say that, your trade is invalidated, but that does not mean that the weekly support is invalidated, right? Your trade is invalidated because you're trading it based on that, right? So yeah, there's a difference over there. So try not to confuse that idea where you are trading the 4-hour based on the weekly support versus the weekly support actually getting invalidated. Very strange, all that is going on with Cardano. My guess is that it will go so high. This behavior is not normal. This is what sets, so good point, by the way, good point, in that this behavior is not normal. And I want to emphasize on that idea where, in fact, your entire sentence couples the sentiment between a bag holder, okay, not to imply that you are one, by the way, but the sentiment between a bag holder and a trader, right? So the first part of your sentence is that my guess is that it will go very, very high. And the second part is you saying that this behavior is not normal. A trader is going to fixate on the second part of your sentence and say, wait a minute, Cardano has been strong for 2 years now. It's been one of the, at least a year and a half, it's been one of the strongest assets to trade, trend trading. And we've been trading it over here at Mango. But recently I've been noticing weakness on the asset compared to other coins, right? So that behavior is not normal. Usually Cardano is showing strength while other coins are showing weakness. That flipped around recently. So to me, I'm like, this behavior is not normal. I want no part of it. I'm looking to protect myself, right? My loyalty is to my family, to put food on the plate, a roof on their head, etc., etc. And I have no loyalty to Charles Hoskinson, or however we pronounce his name, etc., etc. Try to be a little bit more, especially in the crypto space, guys, okay? You're going to be sacrificing potential gains in exchange for risk management, yes, but try to start shifting your mind more towards that direction, because it can be very painful to get caught on the wrong side of an asset that just wants to keep going down and down and down and down, because you while you're in the asset primarily because you believe in its fundamentals, right? But the rest of the market thinks otherwise, right? The rest of the market thinks otherwise, and it just keeps going down. So it can be very painful. I've seen people lose everything because of their strong beliefs. Okay, the history of markets is filled with very, very rational investors who got completely wrecked because of their sound judgment, until provided with information that was just beyond their reach, beyond their consideration. But by then, the market is already dumped on them, and it's already too late, right? So be very careful. Be very careful. The charts tell you, the charts are giving you information that is otherwise not available for you. It's all reflected on the charts. You can protect yourself and get back into the trade if you get shook out, right? Like, I'm down to actually discuss this idea with you guys today. A trader will always protect himself because he wants to survive and make sure that he keeps having the bullets to take advantage of opportunity, right? That's the difference. A trader is going to be like, okay, this is not looking normal. This is abnormal behavior. I'm out of the trade until I get more information, right? And I don't want to call them an investor. Actually, investors also do have a methodology upon which they actually get out of a trade or not. A bag holder will have blind belief in that, no, I'm going to hold no matter what. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. I think we did, Sherwin. Let's go back to the chart. Yeah, we did. We defended the 1 hour on the base of the monthly time frame. We still close underneath the weekly zone, but we've been closing underneath the weekly level. Like, that's interesting though. Philippe, the fact that Philippe brought that up and got us to actually draw out the zone over here. Now we can see that each of these 1 hour candles underneath the weekly level has thus far been accumulation opportunities, right? So it'll be interesting to see that, or rather interesting to see if we actually end up recovering over here yet again and ends up being an accumulation opportunity. We do have a Kumo twist coming up over here. So in fact, a very, very thin cloud, very, very thin cloud. The more, again, similar to the dynamic, guys, the more the cloud thins out, the more the chance of volatility, again, to either side. It could be towards the upside or towards the downside. But if we do break this cloud towards the upside, I'll be expecting a big move. If we start closing candles above like 64,000-ish, I think we're going to go ahead and make an all-time high, a new all-time high. So okay, cool. So Sean says I struggled with this exact bag holder argument for a while. Because I prescribe to allocating some capital to coins with staking benefits, it's so difficult to separate these two pillars mentally. Yeah, man, I don't stake simply because of that. Simply because of that, I don't want to get stuck into that that it would it'll make the decision that much more difficult for you, right? And I also want to point out that you're often going to come across people, right, that have made it big doing just that, holding a bag and staking it, and they had massive success. But that is survivor bias at its best, especially in the crypto space. Yes, you're going to come across these people and they're going to be really, really loud about their winnings. But what you're not coming across, Sean, you're not coming across all the people who lost everything doing that on another coin, or another coin over here, or another coin over there, right? They followed the same strategy with no risk management, just bag holding, staking, and they lost everything, right? You're only hearing the people who survived, because that is what survivor bias is, right? So be very, very careful. The people who lost everything, they are back to their 9-to-5 jobs. They are back to their low-wage jobs, their minimum wage jobs, and they're not loud about it. Very few will actually have the time to come out and even discuss their losses. But that's one of the reasons why we created this channel, is because I've been through the pain. Krisha has been through the pain. We've made all these stupid mistakes, and we are like, okay, you know what? Krisha and I were extremely lucky to have each other, have a shoulder to cry upon. The rest of the trading community, very few people have this. So let's create a channel, let's create a community where we are focused more about talking about our pain, talking about our losses, risk management, etc. Because we want to build a community where we survive together, and not through sheer luck, but through actual risk management. And guys, honestly, you don't need to trade that way to capture massive wins. If you've been following Mango, you've seen that very systematic methodologies will allow you to have good risk management, right? You guys can keep it very, very risk-free, in that you will never be losing everything. We lose, but we lose in a very systematic, risk-controlled way, and the wins that we capture are monumental, right? Monumental. We traded Chainlink throughout its bull phase, made a shitload of money, and then we saw the weakness in Chainlink. We're like, this is just like Cardano, like the man over here said in regards to Cardano, this is not normal behavior. We're not going to be touching it anymore. And look at how well that decision panned out for us. Now, we could have been wrong on Chainlink, and Chainlink could have just kept going and going and going and going, like just not let us get back into position at all, which is very unlikely because we have a method for that too. But Chainlink could have, like, shook us out of our positions, and it could have just kept going while the rest of the market was continued to be weak. But no, that's not what happened, right? Chainlink showed weakness throughout, and Cardano ran, Solana ran, all these other coins ran, and we were able to actually say, hey, you know what? We're seeing strength in Cardano while the rest of the market is being weak. We're seeing strength in Solana. Let's allocate our capital there instead, right? If we were still stuck in that Chainlink mindset, we are lost out on so much opportunity, guys. So much opportunity, right? So this is the Mango way, right? This is the Mango way. No loyalty to anyone but your family. There's your tagline, mate. Indeed. being Mango is also being brave. Some of these decisions I've made are very hard and scary indeed, Alvaro. But it only seems that way in the beginning of your trading journey until your brain starts rewarding you for those brave decisions, right? It's kind of like, you know what, a really good analogy is that of a pilot. Right now, again, I'm not a pilot, and I may be getting this a tad bit wrong. Krisha, by the way, used to train to be a pilot, so she'd be able to correct me if I'm wrong. But when a plane stalls, right, if you're mid-flight and the plane is stalling, right, and it starts nosediving, your instinct is going to be to want to actually pull the lever, the handle, or whatever it's called, the steering stick, up, right? You're going to want to pull up, and you're going to want to make it face up towards the upside immediately. That's your instinct that's going to kick in, and it's going to want you to do that, right, automatically. But that's precisely the wrong thing to do, and what may seem like the brave thing to do, or rather what is the right thing to do, right, may seem brave in that you actually have to go down with the plane initially to be able to pick up that flight, that uplift, or whatever it's called, the lift on the tail of the plane. Again, I don't know the dynamics of all of it, but what you're supposed to do is counterintuitive, and it may seem like the brave thing to do, but it's the right thing to do, right? And again, this is because technology, right, is telling you that, hey, we should be doing something else. But evolutionary, your mind is telling you, no, you're going down and you're going to freaking die, MFer. You better pull up. But if you do that, you're dead, and along with all your passengers, right? So as a risk manager, as you being the risk manager for your family, right, holding all your assets in Bitcoin or whatever, you need to be a skilled pilot that knows, wait a minute, I'm not going to pull up. I'm actually going to go down first, get that lift or whatever, and then go up, right? It's similar to that. What may seem brave is actually you beginning to realize that, hey, this is the right thing to do. Pull the mango lever, yeah. Does that make sense, guys? Alvaro says, nice analogy, funny but to the point. Hey, if you like these kind of analogies, man, you're going to love the seed program. It's literally just analogies throughout. Oh, by the way, it's because Alvaro mentioned that yesterday he's considering joining the seed family. So those of you who are on the seed watching today, give Alvaro a pre-welcome. Gert says, what you said about 7 minutes ago about being loyal to crypto or being realistic, rather work on the long run and use all information. Don't stay stupid, loyal, just subscribed. Oh, I misread what he said there. That's awesome, man. Welcome to the Mango Grove, bud. I'm glad you subscribe to that methodology or that ideology that we have over here at Mango. Jeff N says, I won't sell anything. I hold my 2x leverage position because I don't care short term. You could definitely say that, man. But are you in an asset that has volatility of 50%? Because you could say, you know what, I'm only 2x leverage. That's not much, which I agree with you, right? By the way, 2x leverage compared to what other people trade in this market is, Jesus Christ, like people go like... People say, Sean, I'm only 10x leverage, no big deal, right? I'm like, what is wrong with you, man? Even 5x leverage is a lot. But that being said, man, you can't just put your hands up in the air and say I'm only 2x leverage, because a 50% move will liquidate you, right? It will take you out of your position, and you'll come back to your desk after a week and be like, wait, what the hell just happened? And Bitcoin did exactly that, along with many other assets in the last run up, right? Let's go ahead. We had a, let's go ahead and pull it up. Let me clear out the chart for you guys. But this move over here was a good 50%. Yeah, in fact, it went lower, almost 60%, right? And 2x leverage too would have liquidated you out of your position if you have a position from somewhere around here. So any leverage whatsoever. Now, keep in mind, I'm not advocating against not using leverage. In fact, I advocate to use leverage and understand how to use it safely and effectively, because it can be used to protect you and use your capital efficiently. But it comes with the responsibility of managing your position. Even a 1.5x leverage for that matter, you need to manage that position, right? The only times you can put your hands up in the air is when your crypto is in your hardware wallet. Because even if you're on a 0x leverage, like 1x or whatever, there's counterparty risk. You have to worry about the exchange making a big mistake and running away with funds. You think that can't happen? Ask all of us Canadians in regards to Quadriga, right? I have friends who lost a lot of freaking money, man. In fact, some of them are in the Mango community. I'm not going to take any names. Actually, multiple are in the Mango community. So hi, from Croatia. What do you mean by percentage? Whether we go up? Oh, I think you're asking, Sarah, what are the percent chance of us going down to 53k versus going up? We discuss the if this then that probabilities of whether we go down to 52k or whether we bounce up from here at the beginning of the video. I discussed a long thesis on it, and it's pretty straightforward, and we'll know the answer leading into the monthly close, which is just in 4 days. Oh, really? There's a Quadriga documentary coming on Netflix? Jesus. I didn't know that. That's gonna be interesting. Oh man, so many memories on Quadriga. If you guys only knew. Janice, how's it going, Janice? Good to see you in here. Janice says, good morning, Krisha and Queen. Kings and Queens. Krisha always here in the background. Aw. The bond market seems to be taking a rally as well, guys. Yep, bond market rallying. Yields dumping, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna bounce again. Adriana Lou says SHIB is not down. It has risen all day. All trades go up and down. Yeah, it's people want things to just go straight up and up and up and up and never come down. Mason Bond, names Bond, says, Sean, point the cursor up, please. BTC follows it as proven before. Hey, maybe I don't want Bitcoin to go up. Let's see if it holds. The next one I candle about this level. I believe, no, so. What the 4 hours doing? There's a chance of bullish divergence over here, depending on how the next 4-hour candle closes, right? If you see the RSI get picked up and be held above around 37-ish, right? You see price essentially make a lower low, but RSI not make a lower low. Because remember, the RSI is reprinted. The RSI can change before the candle closes. Now, how much is the big question. But yeah. Oscillator's coming down to get reset as well. What's the 12-hour saying? 12-hour did cross. Crossing again over here. Yeah, no, I don't think this is going to do anything. Daily coming down too again. Do have daily support. Remember, guys, 21 EMA Tenkin. Dynamic being threatened to be lost though. Not really. We do have the bottom of the dynamic, but we did close. So check that out. We closed underneath the dynamic right over there. As soon as we did that, test the top of the dynamic over here and back down. Do we come down and test 57? Let's see. Bitcoin pokes its head down over here. That's a possibility. You lost $20 in the last bull market, so you should count yourself lucky to be able to go through the last bull market. Are you talking about 20,000? Okay. Are you referring to 2017? Or are you talking about this run to 60,000? I have friends who have lost millions, and they made millions and they lost millions. They gave it all back to the market. Okay, so oh no, that was something else. It's fine. You guys can't be part of the big win on whatever asset that's volatile without being part of its downside volatility too. Falling wedge in 4-hour Bitcoin. Let's go take a look. I think so. I think I was noticing something. I wouldn't call this falling wedge, man. This is literally just a drop, right? Like I said, could call this a head and shoulders, man. I don't know, Kusha, what do you think? Head and shoulders? I think so. This is definitely a structural head and shoulders, according to me. Attempted push towards the upside, higher low. Second attempt failed to continue. Higher low, lower high, boom. Right? Now there are people going to come and say, hey Sean, that's not a head and shoulders, it needs to be this, it needs to be that. But I'm looking at the psychology of what's going on over here, guys. And again, head and shoulders don't always break, right? You could put it in a head and shoulders and it could literally just bounce off its neckline and see continuation towards the upside. In fact, another way to look at it is essentially saying that it's not a head and shoulders until the neckline does break, and that's valid as well. So this is not a head and shoulders until you actually see the neckline break. The question is, what is the neckline? And according to what we discussed in the beginning of this video, we are looking at essentially the monthly level coming in right over here at 58,670 as our neckline. It's an unbiased neckline, right? Objective neckline. Schrodinger's head and shoulders. Love it. You won't know until the monthly close or the monthly open. It actually looked like Head and Shoulders was going to get invalidated as it moved up from the neckline on the 4 hour. Then it broke it anyways. Are you talking about the neckline breaking towards the downside? I don't think it has broken. Krisha says, I think the neckline has broken, to be honest. Interesting. Yeah, I'm using the monthly zone, guys. So I think Krisha is using this. Something like this, right? She's probably using the weekly level, which is fair. We have closed a... This is the second 4 hour candle underneath the weekly level, though. I'm going to be holding... I'm not going to let the lower time frame suck me in and shake me out of my current thesis on the monthly time frame, right? I could be wrong, but I'd rather be wrong based on following my plan than be right by changing my plan midway through a trade. So remember, guys, your performance as a trader is not determined by the outcome of your trade, because the outcome is completely out of your control. Your performance as a trader is determined by you following through with your plan. If you start focusing on the outcomes, that's when you start getting too discretionary in the middle of your trades and you start changing things around based on feelings, based on emotions. If you evaluate yourself as a trader based on how well you stick to your plan, suddenly the outcome becomes less and less relevant because you brainwash yourself and you take pride in following the plan as opposed to saying, oh, hey, look at me, I did so well, right? I caught the trade, I knew it was going to do this and I changed my plan halfway through because blah, blah, blah. Nah. Well, good night, traders. Better than being traitors, indeed. Good night. Thank you for joining us today. Hope to see you in the next one as well. Fisher says, prudent to look towards the monthly for a clear picture, especially since we have 3 days left. Yeah, it's just 3 days left. Monero? I haven't looked at Monero in a while. Let's go take a look at it. What's it doing? Alright, so XMR USDT or against Bitcoin? Let's look at USDT. Not a fan. They're coins that are making all-time highs, and Monero did well on the run up into April, but so until it breaks 324, I wouldn't be too interested in this trade, because it's range bound between 324 and around, it's like an ascending triangle. It might be wanting to put it in, but I'd say 324 and 180-ish. If it does break 324 towards the upside, I'll be looking towards 500. So 320, that's a good trade actually. That's a good trade opportunity. 54%. MATIC, let's take a look at MATIC. MATIC against USD. Not bad. It did clear our neck horizontal. Yeah, not bad. However, seems to be respecting this level too. I think it looks good though. I think this wants to make, if Bitcoin recovers here, MATIC's going to make its way up here to 230, eventually to 270-ish. Remember guys, we discussed MATIC based on the dashboard yesterday. We can go take a look at that soon as well. Yeah, this wants to get to, so if it breaks this, it has broken this neckline already, but if it closes above, I would say anywhere between 180-ish, above 180-ish, the next daily candle, I'd be looking for this to make its way all the way to 260. In fact, let's go ahead and see what the dashboard is saying. So filter out MATIC over here. So against USD, it's down 4% for the day. It switched long, gave us a long call 12 days ago, and it's up 34% since then. In fact, it's up against Bitcoin 15%. And oh man, this was a trade opportunity for me. I should have been looking towards that. So 4 days ago, it gave us a trade call on the Bitcoin pairing, MATIC BTC right over here. And you guys can see that I did not have my alerts set for the Bitcoin pairing, unfortunately. Made a mistake over there. And 15% up since then. So that's good. We were also discussing it yesterday on the Mango view. So by the way, guys, you guys can get access to the dashboard for free at app.mangoresearch.co. The free version includes all of the indicators over here: Ichimoku Cloud, 10 SMA, 200 SMA, etc. And you get a bunch of coins. I'm not sure which coins are free over here, but MATIC is included on the drop-down list. I'm not sure whether it is only for premium members though. But either way, MATIC, let's go ahead and take a look at it. What we were looking at yesterday was how it was holding the 21 EMA, etc., but more importantly, we were looking at the automatic support and resistance lines based off the 4-day SNR level. And what do you know, we came up, tested the resistance. We haven't closed the weekly above it just yet, right? Now we have just seen on the actual chart over here that you guys can see in the left hand bottom corner of your screen that we have closed daily levels above those horizontals, right? We have come down to retest those levels on the weekly, or rather the daily is testing these weekly levels perfectly at the moment. The question is, do we close the weekly above these levels? If we do, it's going to be a really, really good sign. So the easiest trade, in my opinion, is we're essentially seeing confluence now between what we have on the screen over here and the weekly, right? The zone over here is lining up with it very, very nicely. If we start seeing double daily candle closes above the zone, I'll be looking for the weekly candle to actually close above the zone as well. And in that case, I'll be looking for the move all the way up to the highs over here, coming at around $2.66. So that's MATIC for you.
Is there someone who can help me? I'm not blind, but I can't see. Is there someone who can tell me where I find my place to be? Mama, help me.
All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be back in a minute.
But you're helping me to see. If I'm on a dangerous mission, I am sure you rescue me. Mama, help me, I'm not sure. Am I choosing the wrong road? I can't clearly see the signs, but I have to try. I got carried away. But that don't mean I won't get back one day. When I doubt myself, I hesitate. What would mama say? Mama say, mama say, tunnel is no end to your way. Mama say, you're gonna be okay.
I'm back. How's it going, Jacob? How's it going, Saurav? Morning. You're late, buddy. You are late. Four months. A lot of opportunity cost, man. Is Lend on the dashboard? I believe so. Lend is not on here. Maybe that's what you should be adding, Mark. Okay, guys, what coin do you guys want to add it next onto the dashboard? Vote in the live chat. Let's see. What coin do you guys want added next? So thus far we have Bitcoin, of course, we have Ethereum, we have Cardano, we have BNB, we have DOT, we have Luna, we have MATIC, we have Rune, we have VeChain, we have Solana, and we have XRP. Let's get some fresh music in here too. Can you talk about letting go of greed? Interesting. SBDC for Mango View, I like that. My vote goes for SBDC. Yeah, Aave too. Aave is a good idea. I'm not sure about Harmony. I like Harmony. Don't get me wrong. AVAX is something that we could be looking to add. Is it on there? I don't think AVAX is on there. But okay, could someone tell me what one does? What kind of coin? Okay, this is what I'd like. I'd like for platform coins to be on here, right? Major DeFi platform coins to be on here. That'd be really nice. Oh, Krisha, could you create a quick promo code and just shoot it out in the chat? Because we've been promising people a promo code for the all-time high for a while and we just don't deliver. Nothing is a good idea if Bitcoin doesn't recover. So why even talk about alts right now? Jacob, I think you're missing the big picture, man. Missing the big picture, bud. Ace Yusuf says, hey Sean, can we take a look at Atom when you get a chance? Harmony is a smart contract platform, eh? Okay. So there we go. Harmony 1 is a good contender too. What was that you mentioned? Wait, what was the coin that you mentioned? I lost the chat. Atom. Yes, Atom. Looking good, man. Bull flagging, kinda. Weekly though. This is the weekly, so interesting. Looking good actually. Look at the daily. Yeah, this looks good, man. So if it breaks above $45, it's going to keep going up. If it breaks underneath $30, if it actually breaks $30, it's not going to look good. So we're looking at around $29.66 support. Just going to go ahead and mark that out right over here. We lose that level coming in from these guys over here. This is coming down, and it's going to be coming down fast. It's going to come down all the way to around 16 actually. I'll be looking at 16, yeah. So, oh, right, my bad. Switch chart layout. Yeah, there we go. So essentially, again, let's go with $29 support coming in from these candle closes over here. And if we do lose that $29 support, I'll be looking for a bigger move towards the downside, all the way down to $17, the zone over here. So, and adjust it a tad bit, somewhere around 16 to 17, yeah. Exactly, Julian. Bitcoin, like, if you guys start looking for Bitcoin to recover on every single move, right? You'll always be waiting for Bitcoin to recover, because markets trend in legs, right? Markets go up and down, up and down. As long as it's putting in structural higher lows on the higher time frames, you can't really say, hey, Bitcoin needs to recover. Bitcoin is put in a new high, man. So if it does come down over there, right over here, let's say 52,000, 49,000, it doesn't matter, right? It's still going to be a high low. It could come all the way down to, geez, it could come deeper down. It could come down to 45,000 and it would still be a high low. And in that case, it's just going to be opportunities for all coins. So you should be keeping an eye out for the strength in all coins, right? So coins like One showing strength. What are the other coins that have been showing strength recently? Phantom has been showing strength. So these kind of coins, if they do, if the market does come down because of Bitcoin, you want to be buying those assets, or rather be looking to buy those deeper pullbacks on those assets for that extra alpha, right? Now you don't have to, but keeping an eye out for opportunity doesn't hurt anyone. Remember, guys, many people could call me a Bitcoin maximalist because my primary goal is to collect Bitcoin. But even I see the benefit in keeping an eye on the rest of the markets, man. Ooh, Andrew, how's it going, buddy? Oh, you missed the beginning of the stream, man. We had a long segment on Bitcoin. You may want to catch that. Don't like this music. But I do see a point in that Bitcoin does matter at the moment. So I should be on Bitcoin. Let me know if the music is too loud, too soft, etc., etc. Hey fella, are we going to 52k? We could be going to 52k. We discussed a couple of scenarios upon which we will be looking for the trigger on that move down to $52,000, perhaps even deeper. Essentially, man, to summarize really quickly for you, we're looking at this zone over here. This zone comprises of two horizontals derived from the weekly time frame as well as the monthly time frame. We're looking at around 60,000 towards the upside of the zone and around 58,800 towards the bottom side of the zone, leading into this weekly candle close. Right, we're closing this weekly in 4 days and 15 hours. Coincidentally, we're also closing the monthly in 4 days and 15 hours. So this weekly candle close underneath the zone over here, if we see that, I'll be looking for that move to $52,000. As simple as that. It's Mango, it's easy, it's stress-free, it's breezy. Hey Ivan, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. It's been a while. I haven't seen you in like what, 6 months? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, pipes, Andrew. We're still holding key levels though. We're currently underneath the monthly level though, right over there. No, not really, right? We're poking ahead slightly above. Right over there. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame again. And you can see that we're yet again looking to hold that level on the 1 hour time frame. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that we're holding these levels on the 1 hour time frame. I mean, geez. It is what it is though. Hey Mystic, how's it going, bud? Planning to go back in, says Ivan. Nice. So what do you mean by bag holders that see the light, Sean? Are you referring to bag holders who have now like kind of had the revelation that, oh damn, I should not be doing what I'm doing. I'm holding this bag and I shouldn't be in this position, or are you referring to something else? How's it going, Sean Mitchell? Sean Mitchell. Is this shakeout complete or more coming in your opinion? We have a strong thesis that we laid out a plan for what to look for. So I recommend watching the beginning of the stream. It's around 5 to 10 minutes long. It's very, very simple though, so I recommend watching that. Oh, okay, so you're looking for, so Chauvin is essentially asking a really good question where he's like, okay, if you're a bag holder who has now suddenly had the revelation that, hey, you know what, I should be doing it the mango way, I should not be holding on to losses, I'm deep in my losses, etc., etc., what should he be doing? They now want to get out, says Chauvin. Is it best to just cut the losses at the moment in time, or come up with a plan to get out slowly? The issue with coming up with the plan to get out, okay, so you need to understand that when you're in that position, when you're that deep in losses and you're even thinking about these things, you're likely in a bad position. You've put yourself in a bad position where the pain is real. Pain is real. It's really difficult to even think to think without emotion, to think without making decisions that will likely put you into a worse position, right? Usually people who are in this position are either new traders, amateurs who did not know any better, or people who are really who have the experience but are distracted with real life events, or just emotionally and not in the right place, who have been struggling with a long losing streak and are mentally not in the right place to be in a trade, right? So in both those scenarios, when I evaluate the mindset, right, you are sitting in pain and you are likely not able to make the right decisions to come up with a plan to be able to get out in a procedural way without putting yourself in worse pain. And you're already so deep in the hole now that if things do go wrong, where things don't go according to your plan, because remember, when you say, oh, I need to come up with a plan, but that plan needs to go your way, and you know that we already established as traders, right, we may have a plan, but it may not go according to plan, and we need to get out in that case. But now you're starting from a losing position. You're already deep in the losses, right? And you need the plan to go in your way for the losses to not go deeper in losses. Remember, losses compound, and you've already compounded. Now you're compounding upon compounding, right? So in a normal situation, you'll be starting in a position where you're at break even, and then the plan doesn't go in your way, and you get out in losses, right? Over here, you're starting in losses that have compounded. You're deep, and now you need a plan to go your way, right? I don't recommend that. I think if you're in that position, it's best to rip the bandage off. And you know what? Usually when you do that, or it feels that way at least, right? You remember these scenarios where you rip the bandage off. I remember these scenarios at the very least, and the freaking market, pardon my French, bounces on you just then, and you're like, oh my god, I hate my life. You think the market is going against you, you think the market is rigged against you, etc., etc. I've been through all those emotions myself. But just do it, man. Just do it, because you're in that position to begin with, where you're deep in losses, because you're afraid of the market bouncing on you, and you and you're thinking to yourself, man, what if the market bounces and I could have sold at a better price, blah blah blah, and it keeps going down and down and down and down and down, and you end up losing more and more and more and more and more, right? And then eventually when you do sell, the market does bounce. But you can't think like that. Because you were thinking like that to begin with, you end up in that position. So just rip the bandage off, because you don't know if it's going to keep going down and down and down. And like you said, Chauvin, you need that mental energy to be able to think clearly, right? You need that headspace. If you're sitting in losses, you can't think straight. So much opportunity is going by while you're worried about that freaking trade that sucks, right? So I think you said something where like, use the brain energy for better trades, or claw out about off profit out of the bag. I don't know what you mean by the latter part of your sentence, but brain energy, mental equity is just as important as your actual capital and actual equity. So that's my answer to that. Rip the bandage off. Oh, Krisha just made a coupon code for you guys. ATH 2021. I believe it's for the dashboard, or Krisha, is that for dashboard as well as seed? Not sure. Mental energy indeed. Sean says, I'm glad you say this. I did this with all my bags when I realized Bitcoin for the win, and then felt free, light, and mental energy. Yeah, man, just ripping the bandage off, dumping everything, and starting with a fresh, clean slate allows you then to enter trades that look better, right? Because remember, capital is your capital at the end of the day. Where you deploy your soldiers is a lot better than recovering from a loss. You're better off taking the loss and putting that same capital in an asset that's actually moving up, than sitting and waiting for an asset that's doing horrendously to start recovering, right? Buy strength, be in strong assets, as opposed to holding on to your soldiers. Deploying your soldiers into an asset that starts doing badly and you keeping them there is as good as you deploying your soldiers into a bad performing asset, right? You're making the decision to stay there. Don't. We trade everything, Mr. Hodler. But at the moment, we're not trading any commodities. Nope. There's too much opportunity in, well, commodities have been doing fantastically recently, but there's too much opportunity in crypto at the moment. Jacob Kassev says, my liquidation price is at 48,000. I'm set to lose $220,000. You should not be using your liquidation price as your stop loss, Jacob. Okay, that's a first tip I can give you. Don't use your liquidation point as your stop loss. I'm not. Well, only you can answer that question. Is $220,000 a lot of money compared to the rest of your portfolio? Is it all of your portfolio? If it's your entire portfolio, then yes, that you shouldn't be in that sort of position. So, Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Can you guys hear me, by the way? I just adjusted my mic because there's some freaking construction upstairs. I think it's upstairs. Oh yeah, so Bitcoin dominance. Pretty much doing the same thing since yesterday. I'm not sure if you caught yesterday's live stream, but essentially we're looking at the 4-day time frame. Oh, by the way, this is altcoin dominance. So this is Bitcoin dominance inverted, right? So essentially, altcoin dominance being represented in this chart. And what we're looking at over here is this horizontal that is being derived off the 4-day time frame. As you guys can see, we're on the 4-day time frame. This neckline over here, where we essentially, right, we had this. Big towards the upside, top of the range. So this is the top of the range, by the way, guys. Top. This is the bottom of the range, and this is the middle of the range right here, right? So the bad thing about this is that we actually broke the middle of the range, retested, and now we've gone and seen continuation. They come back up to retest it, but we don't know if we can reclaim it, which is what's going to be the good thing for all coins if they can reclaim this neckline. But if we actually see a rejection over here and take out the low over here and come back to the bottom of the range and then break it towards the downside, that's the bad thing, right? So it's a if this then that. Do we see a rejection? Do we see a continuation towards the downside? Do we lose this horizontal over here, the bottom of the range, or do we reclaim the middle of the range? If we reclaim the middle of the range, then that move towards the top of the range is going to be opportunity for all coins. Make sense? Oh, my drink's almost over. So with that, that's my signal to wrap up the stream soon as well. Almost 2 hours. So yeah, we'll be wrapping up the stream in around 6 minutes, guys. Oh, okay. So I'm a little bit too soft, eh? How's that? Okay, let me make a couple of adjustments right over here. All right. Okay. So, what do we have here? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Golden chance to buy Shiba Inu, indeed. Doggo coin. Can we take a look at VeChain quickly? The BTC peng looks to quite a hit this morning. Interesting. Let's go take a look. Wet BTC. You're playing this on the lower time frames, man. Don't get caught into the lower time frames. It came to the top of the range. The trade on VeChain is on the high time frames. So yeah, still a high low over here because we did have this downtrend coming on over to high time frame support, right? We've been talking about the support zone over here for a while. It was a buy opportunity in each test of it. So you can call this falling channel, broke towards the upside, or rather, I think this would be a better way to draw it. Yeah, this is a better way to draw it. Broke towards the upside, and now this would be the higher low. Actually, yeah, I would consider this a higher low. There's support over here, or rather resistance, my bad, right over here. So now we have a zone that we could play off. There we go. Some whale dumped a lot of Bitcoin, says Uno Koito. Doesn't need to be a whale. It could just be over leveraged traders getting punished. I think Julian's responding to Jacob. Julian says, well, the good news is that the balance of probabilities is in your side, but if you're feeling anxious in a drawdown, then it's actually when your position size is too big. Well said, Julian, well said. Usually when people are feeling anxious, even though prices come down onto support, it's either because their position size is too big or they're emotionally not ready for their position size. One of the two. Daily dynamic on VeChain says Bitcoin pairing or oh Jesus, look at that test. That's perfect right over there, guys. Perfectimundo. I found out the hard way, says Julian. Have we not have I'm losing my English. I'm clearly freaking tired. I can't speak. I can't speak. Haven't we all? Haven't we all? There we go. That sounds a lot better. Have we not all? No, doesn't sound right. Only invest what you're willing to lose. Sorta. Your invalidation point should encompass what you're willing to lose. Not your actual position size, right? You shouldn't be willing to lose your entire position. That's such a hard question for Julian to answer for you, Jacob, because the thing is, right now again, it's very similar to what I just discussed with Sherwin. You're in a position now where we've come down onto support, and at this position, you should be feeling comfortable with being a buyer over here, but being a seller on support can be very painful because as soon as you sell, the market tends to bounce, and nobody wants to be the person that says, hey man, cut your position size, because then if the market bounces right after that, you're going to blame the guy at the back of your mind regardless of what you say, right? So nobody wants to be the guy who says sell at support. So when you put yourself in that position where you have overpositioned, you got to make that decision yourself and take responsibility for it, because it's a hard position, man. It's just a hard position. Jovan says, I got filled there. It's illegal not to play the dynamic. Hey, man. Can't play every single coin, but yeah, I agree. I should have been looking at that too, myself. Julian says, I can't give advice, Jacob. There you go. Julian knows the mango way. But with liquidation points, you have to make sure that you have enough margin for your long thesis to play out. You might be correct, but not survive the short-term move. Well said, Julian. Well said. Alright guys, I'll be wrapping up the stream now. We have hit the 2-hour mark. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys are learning the Mango way, where we teach people how to be profitable traders, the easy way, the stress-free way, so that you can sit on your couch with your family, watching the movies you love, playing the video games you enjoy, while still catching the big trades. WTF is happening to 1 inch. Indeed, we were supposed to look at 1 inch. Let's take a look at one. I hate the ticker. I hate the 1 inch ticker. You know you can't type it on TradingView, right? You gotta actually first type something like this and then do this. So annoying. Jeez, nice pump. Resistance right over here. Support right over there. Big vacuum move right over there. I'm going to be playing some DVD right after the stream. And if you want to join me, welcome Ben. Ben Tai says, thanks Sean and Krisha. Have a great day. I intend on having a great day. Thank you very much. Thank you all for joining, by the way. It was a great stream. So Hay says, should I buy Bitcoin? I recommend watching the beginning of the stream, where we set in a thesis, or rather a layout for what you guys should be looking for going into the weekly close, going into the monthly close, and that's going to give you a better idea as to whether you should be buying Bitcoin or not, and when you will be invalidated on that idea. So yeah, I urge you guys to watch the beginning of the stream. Krisha just posted, by the way. Again, I'm going to give you guys a quick heads up. It's pinned to the top of the chat, the discount code ATH 2021, right? Again, it's ATH 2021. I believe it is a discount only for the dashboard. I'm gonna go ahead and type it out over here for you guys. ATH, for those of you who can't see the chat, ATH 2021. Increase the size. Okay, 40 is, that's the code right there. What's DBD? Dead by Daylight. It's a fun game. Sam Y says, thanks very much. Great stream as usual. Currently on the trend analysis module. That's awesome. That's my favorite module, man. One of my favorite modules. Trend analysis, risk management, and the Ichimoku module are my favorites. I enjoy the oscillator module too. I enjoy all of them, but yeah. Ajesh, how's it going, bud? Thank you for staying through the entire stream, man. Appreciate it. Francisco is in here too. We talked about ADA, Aditya, so you may want to rewind a bit. And Mags is in here too. Good to see you in here, Mags. Do you play Dead by Daylight, Sean? I know, hey Julian, I enjoyed making the oscillator module so much. So Irvin Hero asks, he says, hey Sean, subscriber to the dashboard, great stuff. Glad you're enjoying it, man. It is really useful tool, and we're looking to be actually adding even more value to it very soon. By the way, guys, for those of you looking to capitalize on the annual plan, do so ASAP, because I believe the price will be getting updated very soon, and Kusha intends on increasing the price, so heads up on that. Irvin says, wondering if there is a way to use or purchase the dynamic indicator you guys use for trading view. Yes, you can find a link to, so yeah, there is you can either purchase it with crypto or with again, just a normal method through Teachable. You can go to www.themangoway.com/dynamic. You'll find the link either in the description also, or on the Discord channel under resources. But again, the link is pretty straightforward. You can just, I'll just go ahead and update this, like you can find it there. Or if you're interested in C2, again, pretty much everything you're interested in, guys, just go to the mango.com/seed. And I believe the dashboard too should have this link. If it doesn't work, let me know. I'll go ahead and create this link, and it'll redirect you to the appropriate page where you can find out more information. There'll be new videos coming up on the dynamic and dashboard very, very soon, because the dynamic has been updated to version 3.1 now, and yeah, stay tuned for that. Hey Nishant, how's it going, buddy? It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Alright guys, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. Until the next video, do the mango way, do the easy way, do the stress-free way. Make sure that you don't forget what's important in life, which is essentially your family, your loved ones, and being able to spend time doing what you love. So don't get too caught up in the chart, staring at it all day. Enjoy your freaking life, man. Enjoy your life. With that, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Ciao.
What was your name again? I've seen so many of them come. Want me just play pretend? All your girls, they just wanna have